Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and we're going to jump right back into some more bolt action. Before we do, I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that you might not have seen. I covered it in a previous video series, but these are some vehicles I actually 3D printed. This is another light tank, and here is a half track with a Bofors on the back of it. And as you guys can see, this is good quality. I mean, for being printed, it is not a bad miniature at all. I mean, I've got them just primed right now. I haven't finished painting them up. I'm actually printing off a Stewart tank now to try that out for later. But they're really cool. They're a lot heftier since I make mine solid to try to make them a little more durable than the plastic models. But I think the plastic models are more durable. If I drop that one, I'm not too worried about it shattering. If I drop this, I'm pretty sure it's going to shatter. I tried to find 28 mil soldiers, whatever type I could find, Marines, Japanese, airborne, whoever, just print off, but I couldn't find any files like that. So infantry, you'll probably have to do on your own. But when it comes to World War II stuff, there's no patent, there's no copyright for it because it's World War II, right? It's considered like open source, so anyone can use it. So you can download a file, print it out, and use it right here in Bolt Action. I think they even talk about it some themselves. They're not overly pushing buying their stuff. They're not Games Workshop. That's like, if you don't use our stuff, you can't play our games. Yeah. But you can get some good quality. Now, obviously, these are resin, but you could get decent quality off an FDM printer as well. Definitely worth checking out, because if you think about it, depending on the cost, let's say it's $30 a model, just on average, you can get a resin printer now under $200, depending. So you print out 5 models, you pretty much paid for the printer. Anything else after that is bonus, right? So, and I printed off, hundreds of models. It's definitely worth checking out. Make sure you guys take a look at that. So I'm going to see if I can expand my collection a little bit, get some bigger battles going on, because I really like this game. Apologize again about the camera area. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. My overhead camera. Hopefully it's good for this game, and we'll get right back into it. I am going to do one thing that I normally don't do, which is retcon something. Normally I just let my errors go, but I did make a mistake when I was doing this in the previous video, where if you hit the penetration, and I forgot a modifier that would have applied to the tank when he was firing at him, which would have made it the exact number needed to penetrate, and that's considered a superficial hit, and it adds a -3 modifier to the penetration, which would have actually changed that to a crew shaken. So we're going to give him his mobility back, leave the pin markers on him though. And I'm doing that just to try to make the game a little more exciting. And besides, I was a Marine, so I'm going to kind of lean towards the Marines. It's my game, so yeah, fight me. All right, but we are set, and the Marines are there. Armor car here. We have our Bravo squad and bazooka guys here. I was thinking about having the bazooka guys push around. I think I'm going to have them push into the building maybe and see what happens, because they've got lines of sight. This building's kind of in the way, but there are doors and stuff they can fire out of, so I might have them just do that and have Bravo kind of just circle this building so they can fire over at the other guys, and have Alpha Squad and the leader over there push around. And just in case my camera does crap out on me, I am going to move this one around a little bit more to make sure I try to get everything in. Japanese, back over here, there's the second lieutenant. One of their squads is there. Their tank, their front squad's been reduced by about half, and their sniper's still up here in this building. So he's keeping, I'm scared of that sniper, man. He will pin someone down quick and start picking people off, and I really don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to figure out ways to get out of his line of sight. So maybe if my guys are on this side of the building, that blocks his line of sight. But if guys are here, they're definitely going to be open line of sight that he can pick them off. All going to depend on what comes out of the bag. So let's shake it up real good here. All right, this guy is going to be Marines, thank God. All right, Because I was like, where am I going to go with this? The Marines have gotten freaking lucky as far as the dice go on this game. Well, drawing these dice anyway, the order dice. I want them to move. I want the car to move, but I'm willing to wait on those. The car has gotten lucky so far. I don't want this squad to get plinked at by that tank or the sniper. And right now they're open. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have them just advance, give them 6 inches up, and just have them kind of surround this building, especially the 2 BARs over here and the squad leader. Get them tucked in behind over there so they can't be taken out by the sniper. He's going to have a line of fire to some of them, right? I can't stop that, but I can get at least a few of them blocked from the sniper and try to have that be my more important guys, and then take some shots over there. See if we can get those guys weeded out a little bit more. All right, let's speed this up and get a little movement done here. And just to address it, guys that are laying down like this, we're going to assume, obviously, that they kneel or something to shoot up over pieces of cover, whatever happens to be there. All right, so the big thing for the Marines is maneuver, or the Americans, should I say, maneuver combat. So we want to push up and fire when we can. I doubt we're still within 12 inches, though, so can he? Actually, that's going to be close. My squad leader, he is just barely in range of their leader, and I actually moved their leader over to kind of consolidate him because the leader was still sticking around there, but he's just barely in range of his leader. So we're going to give him the shots. All right, so let me count it out here. We are going to have 4 for the bar, for the 2 bars. So machine gun gets 2, and then it should be 7 riflemen, I believe, all firing, and I believe we're all looking for 5s to hit because, no, it's 4 to hit, because the only bonus they're going to get is going to be, only bonus they're going to get is going to be the fact that they're in cover. So we're looking for force. We're trying to wipe this squad off the map, but I'm almost sacrificing this squad because that tank can effectively just move up, and the sniper, I'm not anticipating these guys being around too much longer. But let's roll our bag of hurt here and see if we can put some damage on them. Ooh, okay, looking good. Let's pick out the misses. Okay, yeah, we might be able to just wipe them out on this one. And, ooh, nope, that's a 3. All right, yeah, come on. I'm looking for 4s or higher here. 4 or higher. Take them out. Take them out. No, God darn. Oh. What I would kill for a reroll right now. What the hell? At least they're all firing in the right damn direction. Are you kidding me? Oh. God. And I can't even take their leader because of my 6 on the damage roll because I'm ignoring that rule. Like, oh my God. Second roll. Let's just see what happens. Look at this. Look at that. All but 1 on the second roll. You gotta be kidding me. If I had rolled that, I just picked him up real quick, shook him up, and threw him down. If I had rolled that on it, it would have wiped out that squad to a man. As it was, I killed 1. Let's take this guy. Oh my God. What nonsense. I mean, we added an extra pin marker, but they're just, oh, God, I can't complain enough. You're kidding me. They should be dead by. Oh, shiznit, man. Good grief. Oh, good grief. All right, let's draw. Maybe I'll get lucky here. And the second one will be a Marine die. Let me actually turn towards the bag here. And be a Marine die, and I move that car before that tank finishes off. because the tank is going to have some choices. All right, which one is okay? Marines are getting lucky. All right, definitely going to be the car. Definitely going to be some type of maneuver. And I'm thinking, all right, I can do an advance with him. An advance with him is 12 inches, and I can do 2 90-degree pivots along the way. So basically, I can maneuver him around. And my goal is to get him up along here to put a blocking line of sight between him and the tank to make the tank have to move up closer. Or I could try to take that tank out, because if he takes the tank out, then the Marines are going to just run over him. Okay, let me think. They have a machine gun that could do some damage. Okay, where's my little measuring tool? If I get him there. Yeah. Screw it. You only live once. We're just going to, oh crap, that's right. He's got pin markers. Well, shit, I seem to be doing well rolling low. Let's hope he passes his morale check. All right, let's do our morale check here. Does he even pass to do his maneuvers? And yes, he does. It was close, but he does. All right, so we can remove a pin. That is good. And okay, with a pin, if I push him forward, he's not going to have the long range penalty, and he's not going to have the long range pin is the only thing the tank, shoot him between the sandbags. He's not going to have any cover or anything to worry about for that. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to blast him straight ahead, right at that tank, and see if we can get him to shoot it. Because I'm not going to count this little bit here as cover for the tank. So effectively, I'm trying to shoot the shot right here between the sandbags, and effectively maybe sacrifice the armored car. Because if the armored car does not take him out on this, then that's it. The tank will blow him away. So let's measure this out. All right, that's going to put him, it's right about there. Put him there. Right there between that. Okay. Now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this gate open, because he just plowed through it, knocking it open. That was his goal. Let's turn this so you guys can see the tank, and we'll roll the dice right here. Okay. He did an advance. Always advance. Always an attack. It's kind of like if you guys watch Vikings, always about Rollo, where he's his plan of action is always to attack. Okay, I'm going to have a -1 to hit from the pinning marker, but I think that's all that's going to hurt him. No, he's going to have the fire on the move penalty as well, because firing on the move, I think, the penalty does apply to the vehicles. I think it's just the infantry that don't get it because of their better rifles and stuff like that. So between the pin and that means he's only going to hit on a 5 or better. And it's a 1/3 chance to hit the tank, but we'll take it. Which means, and I was thinking about firing his heavy machine gun at the front of the tank, but the heavy machine gun is 1 pin too little to do it. If I was firing at his side or his rear, it would be just enough to where I'd have to roll a 6 to pin. And the reason I would do that is to cause extra pin markers against the tank, right? To reduce his chance of putting hurt back on me. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do that, because the best I could do is a 7 with that heavy machine gun on the top. So what we'll do is we'll do the heavy machine gun at these troops, try to finish them off since I can't roll worth a damn. And we'll do the tank shell right there, the armor piercing shell right at the front. The armor piercing shell, I believe, gets a +4. Yep, +4 on the pen. So with his armor of 8, that's 4 or better if I hit. So basically, I got to roll 5, and then I got to roll a 4 or better. So we're going to have, I'll set my 3 die there so I don't forget them. And Come on. Come on. Give me the hit. I could at least use the pen marker at a minimum. Even if we don't penetrate him, getting a pen marker on that tank is key, because otherwise this armored car is going down. Yes! Oh, God, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Eat that pen marker, you SOB. Okay. Now I need a 4 or better. 4 is superficial damage. Can't destroy him. So 5 or 6 kills. 4 will not kill him. It'll cause some type of damage. Okay, here we go. Give me a 5 or 6 again. This will be perfect. We take out the tank. That's going to be it. That's going to be game, boy. No, we did not pen. We got a 2. Shit. Okay. No penetration. That was a 6. We were too short. But we caused a pen marker on him, which is something. All right. Now we're rolling to shoot on those guys, which... there is no long range, nothing else. I'm looking for 5s again because I still moved. That and the pen marker that's already on him. So I'm looking for 5s or 6s to hit here. But then it will just be 3 or better to kill. Come on, baby. 1. Well, it's a hit. It's a hit. It's a pen. God, I have just been chipping away at them something fierce, but you cannot get anything going. Japanese are just sticking around like little gnats and didn't kill anybody. Good grief. Marines are letting me down. Letting me down. Marines are better than this. Okay, let's keep pushing. I mean, we're not doing bad. We've killed 1 guy. Man, the load of fire that's going down range. This is a bunch of PFC smuckatellis not listening to their NCOs, like Sergeant Gimpy here, telling them what to do. Good grief, all my dice are coming up first. I kind of want them to go now. All right. Let's just do this. Let's take and... I'm going to have these guys do an advance inside the building. Just to there, they'll pop in, and we're going to have them fire their rifles at those guys. Which, yeah, they should easily be within range. Yes, they're within range, so I don't have to worry about that. Or actually, let me leave this off because I'll forget. Do a quick advance, and you guys let me know if I'm thinking this wrong, but I do believe these guys are considered to have weapons as well, like just regular hand-carried weapons. They're not going to just carry around a rocket launcher and just be useless other than that. All right, so we're firing just a couple of shots at that same squad, trying to do something against them. The movement doesn't matter. They are getting cover bonus, so we're looking for 4s or better to cause a hit, and then 4s or better to cause a wound. 2 hits. I'm good with that. That's another pin marker against those guys. And then let's cause some wounds. 2 kills. Finally. Look at this. Bazooka Squad ain't done shit. Whole game. Kills a couple of Japanese. I'm good with that. I am good with that. Now I'm thinking there's got to be something about them breaking if they've lost so many people. I'm going to eyeball that real quick. Okay, so just double checking that real quick. It is about a unit losing men, and if a unit loses half of its members from the fire of a single attack, single enemy unit, then they have to take a morale test based off all pinning markers and anything else that apply, and then they'll take damage based on that. If they succeed, they're still in it. If they fail, they're routed and destroyed. Now, what it doesn't say is that it's based off the amount of men they had to start. They started with 10. So I was thinking that was 5, but double checking that again, it does not appear to say that. It appears to say that if they take half their number, then they're going to rout. So that's what I'm going with. They had 4. They just lost 2. We're going to count that as a rout or a potential rout for them by performing a morale check on them now. You guys let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I think I am reading that correctly. So that would make sense that as a unit goes down further and further, it's easier for it to rout because it's got less men. So you have to take fewer casualties for the unit to rout. Because, I mean, they've lost so many of their guys, but they've been kind of plinked away 1 and 2 at a time. This is, I think, the first time I've actually done damage to that unit where it was 2 guys in a single attack. It just so happened to be 4 guys left, which means they lost half of their manpower. So we'll have to take a morale check. Their morale is 8. Still 8. They still have their squad leader, since I'm not playing with the exceptional damage rule on it. So they haven't lost their squad leader, which would be a -1. So it's only the pin markers, of which they've got 4. So basically, they need a 4 or under to pass this on a 2d6 check. Let's see if they are destroyed or not. And wow, they definitely pass. They definitely, man, I've started to think these dice roll low just often. So they are still in this game. Let's just keep going with it. They got 2 guys. Hey, if you got a man and a rifle, you got a chance. So let's draw a die. Pull the bag around on our hand. Draw a die. I was going to say, it's got to be a Japanese die. There's only 2 Marine die left in there. And the next one, those guys are going to activate at the same time, but they can just push straight across. They're not doing anything this round. Okay. Well, since these guys don't have to worry about getting shot at for the rest of this turn, I know they're not going to get shot at because those guys aren't shooting. We'll just use this first one to attempt to rally them. See if they can do that. And again, it's based off their morale, but without pin markers. So they're simply looking for an 8 or under. Watch them hit high on this one and actually fail it. And no, they pass. So they're good to go. They get to lose D6 plus 1 of their pin markers. Come on, at least leave 1 of those pin markers. Nope, all of them are gone. This is the second time they have rallied and gotten rid of every pin marker in a single turn. That is just wicked. These guys are sticking, man. That's a squad. They're MVP for this game. I don't care that they're Japanese. They have taken all of my fire from so many of my units, and they're still just sticking out there in the front. But I think I kind of started the other guys too far back. So these guys were just kind of stuck out in the open, the only thing I could fire at, while the rest of the Japanese are waiting to come up. The only other thing I fired at was the sniper. All right, let's draw another die, see what we're going to get. And it's going to be a Japanese. So see what they got to go with. That squad back there does not have the ability to damage an armored car. So I think we'll get our sniper shot done with the guy up over here real quick. So we're going to pop him over to fire. And if we're looking here, I'm going to give him line of sight down over here to a couple of guys on the right that he can hit. These guys, the little roof slope is blocking them off from the sniper, but he can still get to these ones at the right that I couldn't tuck too far out of the way. So he can get a shot on them, and they're closer. They might be under half range now. Let's look. Ooh, that's actually close. Let's check this. Oh, they're just barely. They're just barely out. They're right at under 20 inches, and he needs 18 for that. They are just so close to having these guys. All right, so he's still got long range, but he doesn't have any other penalties to worry about. These guys aren't considered to get cover from a sniper, which means he is looking for a 4 or better to hit. And then see if he can cause some damage to him. No, miss, thank God. Oh, man, as long as these guys don't get pinned, we're good. And I'm really starting to think these green Marine die roll ones very often. Next turn, I might switch over to my my weighted gravity dice. All right, let's draw. We've got just a couple of die left each. Let's see what we got going here. And we got the Japanese die. So what we could do is I kind of want to keep that leader back there. All right, so as you're looking at it, there's a leader. Where's that leader? Leader's right here. He's tucked in behind the tank. He's got his little adjutant with him. And I'm trying to think who he's going to give his order to, because he can give the order, and I'm not really sure. I know I'm going to move the tank up and shoot someone, but whom are we going to shoot? See, the tank would be better off if he were able to fire his hull-mounted machine gun there at the infantry. So if the infantry were in front of him, he'd be all right because he could do that. But since the infantry are tucked over here, down away from him, he can't do that. He would have to fire his tank shell at them. And he needs to fire his tank shell at the armored car because the machine gun he's got on him will not damage the one that's a little hull mounted. Well, I don't know if you guys can see it right there. It will not damage that armored car. So what is he going to do? Let me think. Okay, I think I've got an idea. And it's going to be either really good or really bad for the Japanese. So I'm going to grab out an extra die for them, for their leader. And their leader's not doing anything. They're not in range because he's only got a pistol and a submachine gun for his adjutant. So he's not in range to really do anything. But they're just going to move up, take cover behind this little wagon once this guy gets out of the way. Now, the order is going to be in advance for the tank, okay, which is 9-inch move with a 90-degree pivot. The only thing he's got to do is pass his order check here. If he fails his order check, this is going to be very, very bad for them because he's just going to fail and peter out. All right. And he failed. No. Oh, I had the best idea for him too, man. I was going to take some big chances. It was going to be push forward and have him do a little 90-degree pivot right here, point his machine gun at the guys so he could unload. I think it's a medium machine gun that he's got in his hull into them. That'd be like 4 or 5 shots into those guys at relatively close range and turn his turret to fire at the armored car so he could try to take him out. Now he'd be exposing his side, but hopefully taking out the armored car. Oh, crap. He failed that morale check. Damn, I had to sit down for a second. Oh, my back's killing me. All right, so we'll flick this over to down, and the leader, shit, these guys are in the way. He's just going to move up a little bit, get a little bit better position there. Damn, that screws them up. Okay, well, no fire for them this turn. Oh well, the guys will live for another turn. And that should mean the Japanese have, I believe, 1 die left and the Marines have 2. All right, let's draw it from the bag. What do we got? We got a Marine, which means I can go ahead and pull out the last Marine die because they're going to activate together. And it's going to be the leader over here. And they're going to both be doing runs to run up and get right along this edge because I want them to move up and basically on the following turn, jump up on this bridge and gun down all those guys over there and try to get some hurt going on. Because I don't think they can get too many. Well, I might be able to get over there. Yeah, I think we can do that. We might do that. Although I got to do morale check before I do anything. But the good part is the Marines are motivated, dedicated, sir. That's right. Let's take and roll for them. And they pass, so we can remove this pin marker on them. Perfect. All right, so I decided I'm actually going to push them around that building. There's good cover on that far side, another little shed, kind of like the one Bravo Squad's hiding behind now. So I think I'm going to tuck them in next to that to see if they can put some hurt downrange. So now we just got to figure out what we're doing with our last squad over here of Japanese, and they're in kind of crappy positions right now. I got to get them in a better position. So if they run up, there's really not a good place for them. A few of them have cover, but that table's really not good cover. There's not a good place for them. Where are they going to go? I could have them run around that tank and try to get in a better position to shoot Bravo Squad on a following turn. Yeah, we might have them do that because they can use this well as a little bit of cover, and maybe the back of this tank, kind of tuck them in around here, make a little bit of a line. They'll have to run because they can't advance without just putting themselves in the open. And I don't want to move them right there, because if I move them there, I know the next turn I can just bring Alpha Squad around and gun them down, and that's not fair. So we're going to have them pull away from that. There's got to be a better way I can put them somewhere. All right, so I didn't move these last couple of guys up as far as I could. I kind of wanted to use the tank as cover for that. I think it's medium or light machine gun. I still can't remember which one they're carrying. I think it's a light machine gun. It's better than the BAR. It's a little farther range, throws a lot more dice. But this little crew-served weapon they've got here, I'm wanting to try to kind of keep him behind the tank. They could have come up around over this way, but keep him in a little bit of cover. And we'll drop a guy back just to make sure unit cohesion's kind of being maintained. So they're around here, and then maybe on the next turn, possibly have them run forward, because if they can engage Bravo Squad in close range combat, the Japanese actually have an advantage for that. So if they do that, that could make a nice good bit of difference for them. Have them just run in and start, stabbing with bayonets and shit. That'd be a good way to go with it. All right, so the game is getting interesting. We're getting tucked in here to the end of it. They're all getting stuck in on top of each other. Two tanks going at it. That failure for them on that morale check for that tank, that I think was the game changer on it. Because if he had been able to shoot forward, he would be right behind those sandbags, pumping an armor-piercing shell directly into that armored car. Wouldn't take a lot. If he took that thing out and was putting hurt onto these guys, fill them full of pin markers, the Japanese squad on the next turn would just have to lay down a superior firepower with that machine gun, and then the sniper fire, and Bravo squad would probably be wiped out at that point. If they were able to take out Bravo squad and the armored car, that would probably pretty much spell doom for the Marines. But since they failed that morale check, it is still anyone's game. Now, see, this was a defensive game, and 40K has a name for this type of game. I forget the exact terminology they call for it, but you have to put a small fraction of your force there in the center of the map, and then they get attacked, and you bring in extra forces. And I believe in those games, the defenders get something like 10 or 20% extra worth of points to kind of make up for the fact that it's understood that these guys are going to get wiped out by the time your reinforcements arrive, which is reality what happened. I was able to push in with the Marines, put a lot of fire on them, and even though I had a couple of bad rolls, even with all those bad rolls, I was able to reduce that squad down to almost nothing by the time the rest of the Japanese had been able to push forward to engage in any meaningful way. Except for that sniper that has just not earned his place. I expected him to have like a kill count going behind his name, and I don't think he's killed one. I've only lost one Marine, and I don't think it was to the damn sniper. I could be wrong, but the sniper hasn't done shit at this point. We'll just have to see how all of this pans out. I know Alpha Squad's going to push around with the lieutenant on the next turn, get behind that little shed, and then they're going to have nice fields of fire over here that they can fire. So that will give me a nice pinning section for the Marines. The armor car shooting forward, Bravo squad shooting from here, a bazooka that's tucked into this building just waiting to do something, and then Alpha squad covering here. So I have the town from 3 sides. It just depends if the Japanese are able to come up and take out that heavy weapon. Man, I gotta say, I love this game. The dice mechanic plays so damn well. The drawing, it's like a chip pull mechanic, just like any other, and it just eludes itself to solitaire play, because as long as you just focus on what you're doing with the die that's in your hand, you can play the game perfectly well solitaire. Don't try to double think yourself or what I'm doing later on. Just think about that single color that's in your hand, and the game plays perfectly well as a solitaire example. And it plays a hell of a lot quicker than 40K. It's more like a game of Kill Team, except it's bigger. It's dumbed down. It's even more dumbed down than Kill Team, really, but it looks good on the table. It doesn't take long to get going. I mean, truth be told, if I didn't have a channel to run and other videos to film, when I got done with this game, I'd just set up another one and run it friggin' again and add more shit. I want more squads. I'm thinking about dividing the squads in half just so I can have more guys running around and more pincer maneuvers, because it's just that much damn fun, man. And they're fun to paint too. Plus, with them being a little bit smaller, you don't have to paint them all that well to make them stand out and look good. And most of it's olive drab type colors. You throw a few of those on there, you know, the 3 color scheme in a wash, you're pretty well good to go. All right, but you guys let me know what you think. Definitely point out if I miss a check here too. I think I'm pretty well on point though, as far as the game's concerned. And I will see you guys in part 4. Y'all take care. I'll see you in the next one.